Hey, what's up you guys? This is Junior Trader, and in this video we are taking a look at semiconductors, that is Nvidia, AMD, SMCI, ARM, Broadcom and Micron. I'll show you QQ and SPY as well as for the morning update. So, market, well, Nvidia still continues to sell off, alright? This thing has been having still hard time just at that very level of 122. Today also, yes, we can say it tried to go up, but still got sold off. And this is where we broke the structure, right? 122 and 45 cents. Now, the first thing I want to talk about is put on some short volume data, and let's take a look at that. And so yesterday we had 33 short volume. Now, you may not see every day this high short volume 37, 36, 35 as what we were getting up here. Now short sellers are already in the zone of them making their money. Yes, there may be more short sellers that may come, but it's more about now they are already, the structure is already in their benefit. You may not necessarily see high short volume anymore, but that doesn't mean that it's going to go up. The structure is still bearish. This is just that short sellers have been able to push it lower, break the technicals. That's the most important thing. They have broken the 122, and you can see that thereafter we have been just any rebound is still being shorted there or sold off, right? So there is a technical resistance that in the structure has built up, and then overall structure as well through my other indicator, you can see we are still bearish. And if you need access to my tools, links are in the description below of this video. All right, now as 118, if we are already below that, and if we close below it, it stays just in the downtrend. And we'll talk about for the next week how as for the market has closed over the weekend. But even for the day, things are not looking good. If I take you to the hourly interval, there is still some upside potential I talked about, as if we can get above certain levels today. Well, that was this zone that I talked about yesterday, 120. And then I said maybe again 122. It fell short of that because look, here's the thing. Overall structure is negative, right? So rebounds whenever you trade against the structure, rather it be intraday or swing, it's you just don't know how much of the rebound or pullback would come based off of the structure, right? So it's always good to stay with the structure, and which has been in the downtrend on the daily interval, on the hourly interval as well. And I can show you this cloud feature as well of my tool. We are below the cloud. We have to respect that, and overall structure hasn't turned as in like full on bullish. There was some rebound that we talked about. That is a possibility today. That is, let's go to the 5 minutes if that would be much more clear over there. There was a little bit of rebound potential if we can stabilize above into this zone, right? This 118 and 88 cents and this 119 area. And then above this zone, there may be some upside may come. Little bit upside came. That was it intraday. We came back down, then started rejecting right at that level that I talked about and yesterday, and we have been just continuing lower. So you get my point, right? The importance of these levels. This helps you in identifying what is the price action confirming to you and telling you, right? And overall, since the structure has been bearish right now, the only thing that can save Nvidia, let's talk about what would we have to see in Nvidia to see it turn bullish again, right? If Nvidia can close above 118 and little bit around or above 120, that could be a game changer on Nvidia. Okay, 120. If we close above it today, wow. And even above 118, this will still give us both sides still if we close above 118. Otherwise, no. If we close below 118, and most likely if we lose these pivots from yesterday today, and that's where the problem would be, and that will just turn Nvidia much more downside. But anyways guys, rebounds are still being shorted. Still we are in the negative structure. On the daily interval, you can see we are not looking good. We broke this level, which means we broke the structure as well, 122. The price action is in the benefit of short sellers so far, and we are still in the downward structure. All right, just like we have pullbacks in the uptrend, right? Just how we have these little bit of rebounds that you are seeing in the downtrend. All right, that's what it is. Okay, So that's Nvidia. Let's take a look at AMD. So again, look guys, it still comes down to how Nvidia closes the day. Yes, the structure as for the bearish rebounds are being shorted. I also talked to you guys what can turn it bullish. But for that, we have to see a good close, at least above 120. If we do it today, sure. And eventually, this 20 and 50 days moving average is converging. If anytime we break again up to the upside, but the full good bullish structure will come above 122 and 47 cents. The reason I'm saying 120 as well now potentially, because when the price action has already done its thing for the 2 days, and if it fails to go further lower, then another level at a lower threshold can also work, because the consolidation has started to begin. But is this consolidation a bullish sign already? No, I'm not seeing a bullish sign though. It's still in a negative sign. It's still bearish, but we'll see how the market has closed. All right, AMD. So AMD rebounds are still being shorted on this thing. It's trying to hold somehow above 145 and 18 cents, that 20 days moving average. But you can see the negative pressure on this thing. It tries to go up. The pressure is coming on this for the sell-off as well, right? So it's not in the clear. And on the hourly interval we talked about yesterday, if somehow this zone can hold 145, some rebound is possible. The thing is that it's then selling off at the level above it, right? 148 and 81 cents. That's where it's selling off at that level. So yeah, not necessarily that it's going to help. So yeah, this is not quite so. It's still a good level, right? So yeah, if the weakness is there, if let's say we got above this zone, we stayed inverted head and shoulder somehow, right? At least for the day, intraday a little bit, very little bit. If we would have stayed above this level of 146 and 74 cents, thus still holding higher pivots, then we had the continuation possibility. But since it failed that level, no. Right now, no. We'll see how the price action does, but right now, no. It's still bearish and negative. SMCI, I don't know if they're still cooking more books or whatnot, but this thing has been in the bearish structure lately. We also lost this pivot level 478 and 83 cents. It's still technically bearish, been resisting, rejecting there still, and yeah, still continuing downtrending. Right now there is no sign of on the upside for this. This is still just in the bearish structure. For today, well, if we could have held 20 hours moving average, sure, but then there was this level, right? So technically bearish structure and we lost 20, that was it, just downtrending. SMCI still, and the way the things have come up out of it, that how SMCI looks like something is happening. Let's see. Super microcomputer, well, no, that's just a little bit of a thing, but no, yeah, it's still bearish. ARM, okay, ARM did change the structure, a little bit again, strength to the upside here, holding 20 days moving average. A little bit of pullback is coming. If it can hold above this blue box that I have drawn there, still, it's still fine. The issue that I'm seeing is that we are just losing a pivot. If we lose this pivot and lose 20 hours moving average close lower, it's again a choppy thing then, okay? Well, so yeah, that's a little bit of a problem. But again, we expected intraday upside, we got some, but then it's selling off, and that's where a little bit of a problem is. So it all depends if this pivot can hold, but I would argue though that ARM, as long as it can still stay above 126 and 24 cents in the overall structure, this thing still has a potential, in my opinion, for the upside. If we anytime loses 126 and 24 cents, then potential is gone, in my opinion. We'll have to then wait a lot more time to see what happens then. All right, Broadcom gapped up, trying to make its way above 50 days moving average. It's not a bad price action though. It's almost like the pivots are forming, trying to push it higher. The thing is that it's always just still being sold off, right? Let's go to the hourly interval. So pre-market, some setup came to the upside. It did go above this resistance zone here, but for a very little time then got sold off at 200 hours moving average. If it could have held itself above 161 and 45 cents, we would have remained in the upside structure. But since we lost it, thus losing the very significant level, right? This is a very significant level with 200 hours moving average. Everything we lost it, it's still weaker in my opinion, Broadcom. And yeah, if we close below 20 and 50 as well, then also consider it a problem. So yeah, it's trying to become intraday bullish, but it's just that the pivot's trying to hold inverted head and shoulder, but the sell-off pressure is still quite strong on this thing, right? So that's that. Micron, with Micron daily interval, we are still bearish, guys. You can see we are rejecting underneath of 20 days moving average. Now, structure on this has been lately bearish as well. My tools already shows you the structure here. And yeah, and then if I go to the hourly interval, this is where we just pretty much rejected at this overhead again, selling off, lost 20 and 50. There was a little bit of hope that I talked about. If we can stay above 20 hours moving average, some upside is possible. Very little upside came. Again, remember, we are still in the downward structure though, right? That was just a rebound. And then that rebound is just being sold off right now. So it's still weaker. All right, just before wrapping up, let's take a look at QQ and SPY. Let's go to the daily interval. And yeah, the structure SPY is just going sideways action. As long as we are above this blue box, structure is not going to break. Structure on SPY we still have technically in the bullish range. Take partial profits here. All right, you don't have to take all the profits, but take partial profits, whatever you want to do. But I'm just telling you that this is the time to be a little bit careful as well. But SPY is still so much in the bullish structure. Even if any pullback comes here, that's fine, even until 50 and 20 days moving average. This also is like just a sideways distribution. It's not even like a sell-off. I mean, this thing is still holding very strong, guys. All right. It just comes down to how much can it hold though, right? But at all-time highs, some sell-off is coming. We are still above the 200 hours moving average as well. So yeah. Yeah, this blue box, losing this blue box is going to give a much more stronger, little bit of a pullback down to 547 in my opinion. Otherwise, it's a SPY, guys. We haven't changed the structure bearish on this on the daily interval. QQQ. Okay, QQQ. Yeah, it's true. Okay, here's the thing. If QQQ, then this is the pivot I was talking about, right? If QQQ can close above 473 and 88 cents, we have already a pivot above 20 days moving average in our hand for the bullish structure. But the thing is that it's not strong. It's not closing strong green. It's still gapping up and selling off, right? That's the thing. And you can see it's below 200 hours moving average, still sold off. Yeah, this is the level for QQ. If we close above 408 and 73 and 76 cents, sure, some good stuff can happen for it from intraday, right? Otherwise, technically it's still holding higher pivots, but let's see if it can hold it. So yeah, and that was it, guys. That pivot seems like this may form a pivot, but we need to see a strong close above this level of 473 and 85 cents to make this a pivot above 20 days moving average, right? So anyways, that's it for this video. If you found it helpful, valuable, please hit the like, subscribe, and I'll see you in my next videos, guys. Take care. Bye.